And he goes up that ladder. And they were taking bets how far he'd get up before he fell. The thing was rocking, and he comes aboard, and of course my skipper, who Jimmy outranked, was treating him like... And he went into the wardroom, and they had candy, you know. So he told wrote a letter to my mother, and he said, Walter's being taken care of fine. They have candy on the table every night, because he was in the officers' country. Steak, yeah. Well, on that ship I mentioned before, we had a... Those days in the war, nobody knew what they were doing. I really don't know how we won the war, frankly, because we would have these drills. Like, I was supposed to be on 4 different stations, and I slept through all of them. I didn't know where I was supposed to be. I couldn't understand the coding of... And I said, well, if they don't miss me, it's all right. And one day they missed me, and I found out where I was supposed to be, and the captain was going to give me captain's mast. And I used to jump ship when we tied up to play pool. I told you that before. Until they caught me and put me on 4 on and 4 off. Then the story when I was with my bayonet, and this little dog was attacking me, and I was parrying and thrusting with my bayonet at the poor little thing. It was about 2 feet long. And they had a thing there where we had a little pet aboard ship, and those things were so bad, the dog got so deathly seasick. Why we should have let the poor thing go ashore. But then there was all the dogs were getting rabid. You could, it was they put out a message, you've got to get rid of all these dogs, they're all rabid. And the Marines came aboard to get our dog. And we weren't going to give him our dog. And the skipper said, you can't come aboard my ship, to the Marines. And he says, I'll man my guns. I mean, this is the Navy. This is Marines and Navy. And finally, they produced, and they got some colonel, and finally we had to give him our dog. And the dog was frothing. When it got mad, it was rabid. We didn't realize it. And we were rooting for the dog. Sick him, sick him. And the poor Marine with this noose out like that, and the dog. And all night long, you could hear the guns where they were killing. They must have killed 100 of them. Because each ship had a dog. Well, I got on the Montauk and got off, and then we joined the 5220 Club, and as I said before, it was funny because I'd never heard of the 5220 Club. And we all went down to, in the Bronx, 3rd Avenue, and we lined up, and the girl said, what is your occupation, to my buddy Eddie Hannaberg, and he said, the only job he's ever had is I'm a machine gun. And she laughed, and he says, really, lady, it's the only job I've ever had. Well, no trouble there. And Tom Eccles was a torpedo man. No openings for that. Well, I was a radio man. They did have openings in Egypt, the TWA, and the Chile. One job was really thrilling. They were going to drop me by parachute in the Chilean jungles to set up relay stations for what? I don't know. The money was great, really. And I said to my mother, yeah, Mom, I'm going to go to Chile. And she says, you're not going anywhere. You just got home. That was the end of that. And as Gene mentioned, though, I just met Gene, and I was giving her this story. Well, I'll be leaving in a week, so... This is it, you know. I never went anywhere. Then I got a job in Commercial Union. That's where, where Margie worked. Well, Margie worked in a typing pool, and my buddies and I weren't taking the job really too seriously, because we used to go down, my buddies say, let's go visit your sister. And we'd go down, and they'd all be typing away. We'd sit on their desk. They had a couple of cute girls down there, too, by the way. And we promoted a triangle bottle club, and we hustled her and her friends into buying into it. And I used to go home with Margie in the subway every night. And she used to get so embarrassed. She'd let on she didn't know me. Because we used to talk like, and do things like that. And go... Yeah. So I eventually quit that job and went to other insurance companies. And then I took the civil service test, went to Washington, and became a bureaucrat.